Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
It was really tough tonight. I had the bases loaded there. I had the opportunity to pitch to Zobrist there, but I had a base open. Trying not to give him anything to hit. Was able to get through the pin, but I mean, eventually, I'm not going to be able to get all my messes that I create. I'd thrown Joyce a lot of curveballs in a row, and honestly, I thought I could get away with the fastball there. I thought I located it pretty well. Put a good swing on it and put a charge into it. Next thing you know, there was 3 more runs. It was a really tough outing for me tonight. I'll take it real hard. Come back tomorrow, we've got another game. Move forward from there.
And the Yankees will try to bounce back from that tough loss tonight as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Tampa Bay Rays in the rubber game of a 3-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball along with Al Leiter. I'm Michael Kay. So you heard the words of David Robertson. One of the great things about Mariano Rivera was his ability to shake off a blown save. Next day, new slate. Is that going to be tough for Robertson?
Yes, I think so. And you talked to Eddie Closer. That is the most difficult thing, Michael, is to be able to turn the page. And that will be interesting to watch David Robertson in his young career here as closer to forget about yesterday or now and last night. And I think that will be the issue when you watch. It's not about his stuff. We talk about it. We know his body of work. You see here since 2011, the 84 games, dominating. Look at 80 1/3 innings, 124 strikeouts. There were moments even last night after he struck out Carlos Payne. He said, wow, he strikes out everybody. Maybe he could get out of this. As he said, he left the fastball to Matt Joyce. This guy will be fine. It'll be how quickly he'll be able to forget.
All right, let's see if he has to pitch tonight. They don't like to use their relievers 3 days in a row, and tonight's New York Lottery pitching matchup would indicate they might not need that much of the bullpen. A marquee matchup. David Price goes for the Rays, 5-1, 2.35. CC Sabathia, 4-0, 4.15 for the Yankees. And now CC's really starting to round into shape.
Yeah, that era is coming down, Michael, and he is. And this is historically, CC's gotten off to slow starts, and he just builds up. I thought against Kansas City, the 8 innings, the two runs he gave up, good fastball. His velocity is rising. He hit some 95-mile-an-hour fastballs, which is a big key. He is a 3-pitch pitcher. CC Sabathia looks like he's coming into his own.
And he's going to face a pretty good pitcher in his own right, David Price. As I said, this is a marquee matchup. How do they do against each other when they go mano-a-mano? Al Leiter's going to break it down right here next on Yes. To Yankees baseball on Yes. That's Al Leiter. I'm Michael Kay. Al, one of the great cliches that pitchers throw at you, well, I don't face the other pitcher. I just face the lineup. But does a pitcher get up more when he faces a good pitcher?
Yes, I did, and I can tell you the years of facing the better pitchers, especially in the NL East against Greg Maddux and Tommy Glavine and John Smoltz. But I would say this, that you're aware of what the opposing pitcher is capable of doing to your lineup. And obviously you see these head-to-head numbers. David Price has had the numbers against CC. What does that mean? You don't change your game plan. You are facing each respective lineup. But as a result of two very good pitchers, and oh, by the way, I think that's deceiving. CC Sabathia, his last 4 starts have been very good. His last 3 starts has been 8 innings. But David Price is a guy, and both of these guys, Michael, I would say aren't throwers. You know, we think of hard throwers as just guy 2-pitch pitchers. They throw their changeups. This year, David Price has thrown 20% of his pitches changeups. Awfully tough to hit.
Hey, this should be fun. It's a rubber game of a 3-game set. It's really the classic pitching matchup. You want 2 marquee pitchers going against each other to win the series. CC's on the side of the stadium. We'll have the lineups. First pitch baseball next on Yes. In part by Turkey Hill, the official ice cream of the New York Yankees, by J&R Music and Computer World, and by the professionals at your Tri-State GMC dealer. Why just go when you can go pro? Really a beautiful evening here in New York City, and we're in the Bronx, home of the New York Yankees. Yankees have taken the field. Tampa Bay Rays ready to come to the plate against CC. Let's take a look at the Rays starting lineup that will face the Yankee left-hander. Rays come in at 20 and 11, and we'll go quickly. Zobrist, Rodriguez, and Upton at the top of the lineup. In the middle of the lineup is Keppinger, Geyer, and Pena. And the bottom third of the order, Elliott Johnson at short, Chris Jimenez, the catcher, and Will Rhymes will play second base, and he will bat ninth. So Ben Zobrist digs in against CC Sabathia. And let's do it here in the Bronx. The first pitch is a fastball strike, and we are underway.
CC Sabathia, 31-year-old left-hander, veteran. There you see his numbers. Last 3 starts, he's 4-0 in his last 4 starts. His ERA is coming down.
The 0-1.
Let's take a look at the scatter report. The man, in his starts, I mentioned 6 starts, he's 4-0. The other combined starters, 8-12 with a 5.83 ERA, so you got to get a little help there. Built to last. How about this? Of 63 starts as a Yankee, he's got 7 innings or more with 3 earned runs or less. Talk about quality.
Ground ball to Jeter. The long throw, and he gets Zobrist one away.
And then the last one there was trying to solve the Rays as a Yankee. He's just out of 14 starts, he's won 2 of them, 2 and 6 as a Yankee. But when he was with the Indians, 7 and 1 with a very good ERA at 2.44. So that's something for him to work on tonight. Good start.
Also remember that when he pitched for the Indians, the Rays were not a good team, and they've gotten to be a good team since he's been with the Yankees. Sean Rodriguez. There's a strike on a breaking ball. 7-game hitting streak for Rodriguez, but it's a a vitamin hitting streak, 1 hit a day, 7 for 23. And he gets plumped. So he'll take first.
Not trying to do that first pitch curveball, just trying to come inside. Difficult. Now, well, let's see it here. CC's fastball cuts a little bit. Looks like the back of his tricep. Yep. Trying to stand him up. You mentioned about this Tampa Bay team. There's no doubt about it. This Tampa Bay Rays last 5-6 years, or World Series in 08. Different ball club. Good pitching. But I almost wonder, Michael, you just did the lineup with Joe Madden, his creativity, and we'll talk about that, how many different lineups. Jeff Keppinger, number 4 hitter, and Brandon Geyer as 5.
Well, the bottom of the order doesn't scare you either. Elliot Johnson, Chris Jimenez, and Will Rhymes. And
yeah, but
gets it done.
Yeah, well, the 3, 4, 5 hitters tonight, they're 8 for 37 with runners in scoring position, 216.
He batted Keppinger in the cleanup spot in the 3-game set, one of the games at the beginning of the season, and that raised a lot of eyebrows. And I remember at the time, David Cohn, he said, this guy's got guts. He doesn't care what anybody thinks. Right. He said, I don't know if a lot of managers would bat Jeff Keppinger cleanup. But Keppinger's having a nice year, but you would look at the back of his baseball card and you wouldn't think cleanup hitter.
No, he's not a power guy. That's where you put your home run. I almost think Joe Madden, with the different lineups and the big shifts that we'll show tonight, I'm sure, that he just puts a lineup out and says, you know what, we'll win with this lineup. And right, this is a good team, a lot of talented players, B.J. Upton being one of them. The loss of Evan Longoria, their stud third baseman, is a big loss, but they have a lot of versatile players, like a Jeff Keppinger, Zobrist, Sean Rodriguez. They play in so many different positions.
Check swing, and the first base umpire, James Hoy, said no, he did not go.
See if he's got Rodriguez going here on 3-2 early in this game. See about pushing runs.
He does. Fouled away.
Good contact guy. Good hitter, B.J. Upton. He's a free agent after the year. Only 11 strikeouts and 55 at bats.
That time the runner wasn't going as Upton swings and misses. Let's check out the Yankee defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. In the outfield, it's Andrew Jones, Curtis Granderson, and Nick Swisher left to right. Infield, Nunez, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira. Alex Rodriguez is the DH today. Chris Stewart behind the plate, and Karsten Charles Sabathia is on the mound. And no matter how much you ask Joe Girardi, Chris Stewart is not the personal catcher for CC Sabathia. He just happens to be there the last 5 starts. I think that managers just don't like to use that phrase. But if he feels that Stewart's working well with Sabathia, why would you break that up?
Exactly. And I think it's just a matter. Right. I mean, if you have a good relationship and for whatever reason, you're not shaken, there's a different communication, there's a different trust. Nothing against Russell Martin at all. When you get run off a few good starts, stay with it.
Girardi said that if the playoffs were starting tonight and CC Sabathia was starting game 1, Russell Martin would be behind the plate. Although he did go against the no personal catcher stuff in 2009 in the postseason, because Jose Molina, I believe, was the catcher for A.J. Burnett. So he caught game 2 and he caught game 5 of the World Series. And if the Yankees had won Game 5, it would have been Molina jumping up and down, not Posada.
I mean, it's all speculative, but I wonder if it was 20 in a row. CC was 20-0 with Chris Stewart. I wonder if he'd still have the same answer.
Be a tough call. The 1-2. Grounded up the middle. Grabbed there by Jeter. Flips to second, not in time. Ball gets away, but backing up is Teixeira. So a base hit for Keppinger.
Like Derek was slight pull toward the third baseman. And the yes mo getting to that ball. It looked like he was going to try to flick it just out of his glove. Didn't have enough on it.
Here's Brandon Geyer. Grounded to third and off the glove of Nunez. Everybody's safe. Nunez continues to struggle defensively. And that is an error on Eduardo Nunez.
He's got to come up with it. That's his third error on the year. Just think about one first. That looked like a pretty easy play, certainly to catch the ball, but tag third base across the diamond. Just didn't get to it.
Nunez is an important part of what Girardi's trying to do in resting people, because Alex Rodriguez gets half a day off. He's DH'd a lot, and with Chavez still on the concussion disabled list, Nunez is at third. He'll play short sometimes, and he is not sure-handed at this point in his career. Bases loaded for Pena. We saw this matchup in the opener of the season, and Pena hit a grand slam. Pena's not a good hitter lifetime against CC. 5 for 38, but 3 of his hits are home runs.
Mistakes then, Michael.
He's slumping right now. He's 0 for his last 11. And that one is looped into right field. It is going to dunk in for a base hit. 1 run scores. Here's the throw, and the runner is out as they gun down Keppinger for the final out of the inning. So Pena's looper found grass. That scored Sean Rodriguez, but then Keppinger is out trying to score the second run with a tag made by Chris Stewart. Rays 1, and the Yankees coming to bat. Presented by Lexus, the captain, the shortstop. Derek Jeter leads off, batting second, playing right field, Nick Swisher. The number 3 hitter is the second baseman, Robinson Cano. Cleaning up the DH, Alex Rodriguez. Mark Teixeira is at first base. He'll bat 5th. Batting 6th, playing center field, Curtis Granderson. Andrew Jones at left field will hit 7th. The number 8 hitter is the third baseman, Eduardo Nunez. And Chris Stewart will catch, and he will bat 9th.
26-year-old, young, hard-throwing left-hander. David Price, he's had a good start of this season. 2.35 ERA, very good. 35 strikeouts in 38 and third innings. 5-1. Let's take a look at the pitcher's scout report. Strike one. How about this? The opposing batting average is 188 points lower after strike one. When he gets behind 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 340 batting average. Keeps him in the park. He's got a current streak, 27 consecutive homerless innings. It's the longest among American League starters. He's only allowed one home run to left-handed batter over the last 16 regular season starts, and more changeups in 2012. Since he got to the big leagues, 6% were changeups in 09. This year, almost 20%. He's becoming a more complete pitcher.
Let's check out the Rays defense behind Price, and it's brought to you by Mercedes-Benz Tri-State Dealer, Geyer, Upton, and Zobrist, left to right in the outfield. Infield, Sean Rodriguez, Elliott Johnson, Will Rhymes, and Carlos Pena, third to first. Chris Jimenez is behind the plate, and David Price is on the mound. Jimenez. Derek Jeter will lead off against Price. Leading off against left-handed pitchers this year in the first inning, 8 for 11. And you all remember David Price serving up hit number 3,000, a home run to Derek Jeter. So those two are somewhat linked in history. This is last July, sitting on $29.99. Slow roller to Sean Rodriguez. And Jeter's out, one down. That'll bring up Nick Swisher. Nick's played 24 games. He has 24 runs batted in. Got really good numbers against Price, too. 10 for 24 with 8 walks. .95-mile-an-hour fastball at the knees on the inside corner.
Swisher did not like that. Home plate umpire Mike Estabrook. He's saying, man, if that's going to be a strike, it's going to be a long night.
Swisher has already contributed defensively. Comes up throwing. And Chris Stewart with the tag gets Keppinger. So he got him on the hand. Good call.
Wow.
Great stuff from our crew. Strike three. Swisher down looking.
Oh my. That is an at bat where you just say, oh, I hope he makes a mistake. You see Swish. Backdoor cutter. Perfect. Paid it 2 fastballs on the inside corner.
Now, is Nick upset with the umpire there?
No. I think if one of them was the first pitch, he thought it was down a little, which got him in the 0-1 count. The second pitch was a nice one, and then backdoor slider.
Mike Estabrook is the home plate umpire. Here's Robinson Cano. And it's an 8-game hitting streak for Cano with that single.
Robbie heating up. Earlier in the year, his timing was off, and fastballs were beating him, and not 95-mile-an-hour fastballs, just average, slightly above average Major League fastballs. This is 95, inner third, pulls his hands in. Beautiful, driving up the middle. I said in that scouter report, when you have a huge disparity in numbers, at 100 batting 188 compared to 344, when he gets ahead or behind, he's going to get a lot of fastballs early to establish strikes and then expand with his off speed.
Strike to Alex Rodriguez. You take a look at Alex's numbers. 279, 5 homers and 14 ribbies, and it's serviceable, but he wants more. And the interesting thing is they're not terrible numbers, and he has not come close to getting a swing yet.
Yeah, no doubt. I think there's kind of a streaky aspect, at least of the numbers.
That's a nice piece of hitting as he lines it the other way for a base hit. Let's check out the game time weather presented by Big OT. It's a beautiful night. Really is. 2 nights, overcast, rainy, not tonight. 61 degrees, 37% humidity, not much wind. It's partly cloudy. We'll sign up for that.
Nice hitting there, Alex. And he ran through the bag like it was an infield hit. And what I mean streaky, you see the 5 home runs, and you're right, Michael. I thought some of his comments in Kansas City were, you know, let's go. And Alex is a guy that, you know, when he's dialed in, there's a certain focus and look to him. His at-bats, every pitch.
Here's Mark Teixeira. Mark had to go to the doctor. He discovered a respiratory problem. He was having trouble taking deep breaths. And he said that's not the reason that he's slumped. He's not going to use that as an excuse. But he did get some medicine. And I think he got a shot of prednisone. And that should open up the passages. But it's been bothering him for over a month. And Mark has just 1 hit in his last 16 at-bats. Tonight is Mark's 500th game as a Yankee. One. Off speed outside, 2-1.
Couple shakes here. You saw the multiple signs that Chris Jimenez was giving David Price. Teixeira, he's struggling so far this year. The .217 batting average, better from the right side, more power from the left. He uses a little bit more of the field than as a left-hander now. Chris Jimenez wants to get on the same page. It's important. Said early on that you face a guy in CC and David Price, every run is so important. You have to assume that your opposing starter is going to be on that night.
Stay tuned during the 6th inning for a message from our friends at the Fox Business Network. The 2-1. High fly ball, left field. Upton calls off Geyer, makes the play, and that will do it. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We've played 1. It's 1-0 Tampa Bay. Yankees take on the Mariners. The first 30,000 guests in attendance are going to receive sunscreen courtesy of La Roche-Posay. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the stadium ticket window, clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. Once again, you look at yesterday's game, the Yankees lost 4-1, and a lot of the emphasis is going to be on David Robertson not holding the 1-0 lead. Fair, he didn't hold it. But the Yankees have to start getting hits with runners in scoring position, and that's been a problem all year. All year. Yankees last night were 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position, and the first chance to have a runner in scoring position today, Mark Teixeira hits a fly ball to left center field. There's a line drive to left field, a base hit for Elliott Johnson.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Michael, especially with the 2-out opportunities where they're back-breaking runs where you have a chance to break open a game. There were some tack-on runs in the first game of this series that helped give a little breathing room for David Robertson. And those are moments where you look back, you're right. I mean, it's a 1-0 game. David Robertson, yes, he blew a blown save and a loss. When you get chances to push runs, you got to do it.
Here's Chris Jimenez. We could sit here and we could dissect the starting rotation and the lack of quality starts. We could worry about the bullpen, who's going to close, who's going to set up. Should it be Robertson? Should it be Soriano? The Yankees are built on their offense. Everything has to play off of that. And if the guys that are in the middle of the lineup aren't going to play to the back of their baseball card, bunted foul, well, the other problems you're going to see very, very minor. They're not going to matter. Starting pitching and bullpen's not going to matter if the Yankees don't hit. So they've got to pick it up at some point. And Joe Girardi knows that.
And I think that was a comment that Alex made during the Kansas City series. Tired of tipping our hat, given the respect to opposing pitcher of how well they've thrown. There's a point where you just say, hey, we're good and we got to step it up and we got to get it done. You know what needs to be done.
There's a ground ball to Nunez, and he throws it into right field. Another error for Nunez. So his second in as many innings, and the crowd starting to get very restless with Eduardo Nunez.
Right, can't give away outs at any level. Trying to get the double play. Looked like he didn't step towards second base. He opened up his left foot. And now he ends up just goosing over there. See where his left foot is almost facing toward Derek Jeter. That's a absolute 2-ball opportunity to get a double play. Nobody feels worse than Eduardo right now, that's for sure.
Well, the first inning run that Sabatini gave up was because of the error by Nunez. It was an unearned run, and now you're looking at a situation that CC's got to pitch out of another jam because of that. Pitches outside as Rhymes was showing bunt.
Well, this is their early what Joe Maddon's doing, Michael. And even Jimenez ended up squaring, trying to bunt, push a runner to scoring position, see what they can make out of it. Makes sense. Bottom of the order, Will Rhymes got a chance to do a little sacrifice bunt situation here.
Bunted straight up in the air, and Nunez makes the play for the first out.
Little Bronx cheer for Eduardo there. A little pop-up. Good pitch from CC Sabathia. Very difficult pitch to bunt on the ground. It looks good because it's high. As far as Will Rhymes, nobody was at third base. Chris Stewart running over there. Watch here. You get elevated now. It looks. I mean, that's just a bad bunt. That was so high where Will Rhymes wasn't able to pull off there. You see Eduardo saying he's sorry to CC. Pick it up.
Eduardo has to really shake off the 2 errors right now, because if you keep thinking about it,
get the yips,
well, then you're going to make another one. So he's definitely got to shake it off. Zobrist bunts and bunts foul.
I don't know if they're now just starting to take advantage of just seeing what Eduardo Nunez is going to do. Trying to bunt down the third baseline there. So you see it, keep pounding, pushing, get your ground ball pitch.
Grounded foul.
Broken bat.
The other option at third base is Eric Chavez, and he's still waiting for results of his impact test. He has to be cleared by Major League Baseball before he could play. He's on what they call the 7-day concussion DL. And he does a great job over at third. And Zobrist swings and foul tips it into the glove of Stewart for the second out.
Good pitch from CC. As soon as he got 0-2 count, you're thinking strikeout opportunity. Watch him elevate. See where Chris Stewart is perfect. It's just high enough, hard to get on top of it as a hitter. And the location was perfect.
Here's Sean Rodriguez. I wanted to check Alex Rodriguez, who's the DH today. That's why Nunez is playing third. This is Alex's 31st game, and 9 of them have been at DH. Now, I know they want to keep him fresh, and he's getting older. But you think he has to DH a third of the time? I mean, if he plays 150 games, he's going to DH 50 of them? Because you do lose something defensively there.
Yeah, throwing a couple 3 off days. So far this season, the Yankees have had.
And Joe's committed to that, and he wants to keep Jeter and A-Rod fresh because of their age. A-Rod's 36 and Derek is 37. Dancing off of second, Elliott Johnson.
Well, you know, it becomes more glaring too, Michael, because of
the errors. Right?
Yeah, we're watching Eduardo Nunez. I mean, he's a major league fielder. These are plays that you got to make.
The 1-1. 2-1. We're in the second inning. 1-0 Rays. 1-3-0 for the Rays. 0-2-2 for the Yankees. Rubber game of this 3-game set. Been a good series so far. Yankees won the first game 5-3. Robertson closed it out. They led 1-0 going into the 9th yesterday. Robertson didn't get it done. And now a battle of really outstanding left-handers, David Price and CC Sabathia, to see who wins the series. The 2-1. Good change.
Beautiful. That has been a major pitch for CC Sabathia the last few years. The circle change looks like a fastball. 6-7 miles an hour slower than his average fastball. See if he comes back, double up.
That one is lined into center field. It's a base hit. Elliott Johnson rounds third. He's coming home. Here's the throw. Here's the play. He's in there. 2-0 Rays on the RBI single by Sean Rodriguez.
Sean Rodriguez got a fastball here. I thought how he looked on that previous pitch, the changeup. You saw on that replay there, the ball cut. Ended up being middle of the plate. Good strong throw from Granderson. Just Elliott Johnson was too fast. Nice play. Get in there. Hit for a slide. On the yes mo. Just a little too late for Chris Stewart in his tag.
Here's B.J. Upton. Grounded foul. So another unearned run against Sabathia.
Yeah, you talk about giving outs. You know, obviously, you don't try to do that. And Eduardo Nunez knows. When you're facing a guy that you have to assume is on his game, you cannot give outs to a good pitcher like David Price.
Driven deep to left field. And foul. Boy, did he hit that. Just a little bit quick. Listen to how it sounded coming off the bat.
Something off speed here. Give up your fastball on the inner part of the plate, and the guy pulls it. And pull the string here. Or stand him up.
Jimenez at second. Rodriguez with that single now is an 8-game hitting streak. He's at first. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Ball dropped by Stewart. He tags out Upton, and that will do it. Well, 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Granderson, Jones, and Eduardo Nunez against David Price. Yankees down 2-0.
After the game last night, he came out and he was sore. So as we speak, I believe he's having another MRI. So I can't tell you when he's going to be available to us, but I can tell you it won't be today.
Well, that wasn't great news on Brett Gardner. I had an opportunity today to talk to former Red Sox manager Terry Francona. And he said, I don't think the average fan realizes how valuable Brett Gardner is in so many ways. He said to have somebody like that at the bottom of the order where a pitcher can't take a deep breath. He said, and also the fact that he is arguably one of the best outfielders in baseball playing left field. He can play shallow, takes away hits, and he goes back on the ball so well and has a good arm. He said, Brett Gardner, if the Yankees lose him for a while, that is a big loss.
A big stolen base threat as well. I agree. I think if you look at the Yankee lineup, you think about boppers and guys that can hit it out of the ballpark, and it just adds a different dimension. And, you know, as Terry was saying, for Gardner to be at the bottom of the lineup, you just talk about length of the lineup. And a tough out. He's become much tougher to get out. There's more confidence. 321 batting average in his 9 games before he got hurt.
The 0-1 to Granderson. 1-1. That one is drilled deep to right. There it goes. See ya. A line drive home run off the bat of Curtis Granderson. Yankees on the board. Tampa Bay 2, the Yankees 1.
David Price trying to sneak a little fastball on the inside part of the plate. Down and in. Sweet spot for Grandy, man. This 11th home run on the year. Does a bullet second deck. Sat on it, got it. Quick through the zone. Very impressive. 11 bombs already.
Coming into that at bat, 7 for 34 against Price, but 2 of the 7 home runs now. 3 home runs against Price. He has 11 home runs on the season. And he has 9 home runs in his last 13 home games. There's Andrew Jones. Foul back. So the Yankees get 1 of the runs back. Josh Hamilton with 14. Curtis Granderson in second place with 11. Dribbled slowly to third. Rodriguez makes a nice play to get Andrew Jones. I wonder, Al, what they're doing with shifts. And it looks like Andrew Jones walking slowly off the field.
Yep, that would be good as well. Gardner's news and watch him kind of grab his right hamstring. Good play by Sean Rodriguez.
Right as the pitch was being delivered out, the second baseman Rhymes cuts over. Right in the line of sight of the batter. And I wonder if there's a rhyme and reason, no pun intended, to what they do there, because we've seen them do that a number of times in the series.
We talked about it. It was the first game of the series, and the same thing that was happening. It was Rhymes and Rodriguez. First night, Rodriguez was playing shortstop. He was doing the same thing.
Like just as the pitch is starting to be delivered, I mean, watch this. This is in his line of sight. Now he's waiting. I guess he's out of there by then, but I guess it might be a little bit of a distraction.
Yeah, they were doing the same thing. You don't want to be the pitcher's winding up, and you have your middle infielders moving, jogging, not sprinting.
There it is, grabbing that right hamstring. Now Andrew Jones is sitting fine in the diary. You wonder if he was just readjusting his sliding pants. Count 3-2 on Nunez. And Nunez works a walk.
Here, David Price all the way up here in the broadcast booth is grunts. He's max effort. I said in a scout report he's thrown almost 20% changeup so far into this game. He's only thrown 2. Good arm, David Price. Actually, this whole rotation. Good starting rotation. Fernando Rodney's been very good as a closer.
There's Chris Stewart. Runner goes. Strike. Throw to second. Stolen base for Nunez.
Great jump. He had something on David Price. Or just guessed right. He was off and running. 5th stolen base. Watch here right away. As soon as he lifts the leg, you have to pause just a little bit, because that's the luxury of a left-handed pitcher, being able to hang a little bit. Yes, Mo getting in there. There was no hesitation on Nunez's part.
Count 1-1 to Stewart, number 9 batter in the Yankee order. Yankees down 2-1. We're in the bottom of the second.
casual inside move just in case. Runner's moving. You catch him in a rundown.
Did you hear the news today, Al?
No.
You did? I think you did.
Did I?
You know how we always talk about the Jeff Nelson move, fake to third, fake to
somebody
first?
got him.
They're going to eliminate it at the end of this year. That one is looped into left field. That is going to find grass for a base hit, and it will tie the game as Nunez scores. Going to second is Stewart. Now that ball gets into center field. Stewart will hustle a third, and the Yankees have tied the game at 2.
Chris Stewart, big hit there. The tough pitcher, David Price, got a fastball in. And then the mistake by B.J. Upton overthrowing the cutoff man. Gets down and gets him. Fastball down and in. Watch now B.J. Upton overthrowing his cutoff. And immediately Chris Stewart taking advantage of that. David Price becoming now the cutoff. Why he wasn't backing up home, I'm not sure.
So they give Price an error, allowing Stewart to reach third. That'll force the Rays to bring the infield in with Jeter at the plate. Nunez gets congrats in the dugout. Everybody on that team likes this kid. And he doesn't feel too great about the 2 errors, but the stolen base helps them score that run. And the count 2-0.
This is an example of both managers recognizing who's on the mound. You got second inning, infield in, preserving the run, trying to, assuming that both pitchers will settle down, and the difference could be still a low-scoring game. You have a lesser quality arm that you increase the percentage or decrease the percentage of getting them out or having an opportunity to get a base hit with the infield in. Obviously less of an angle.
50 hits over his team's first 30 games. First Yankee to accomplish that feat. The previous record was in 32 games. Lou Gehrig did it as Jeter works a walk. And Jeter 30 hits in his first 50 games at 37, the oldest player in big league history to ever do that. So he works that walk. And that walk ties Willie Randolph for 5th place on the all-time Yankees walk list, 1,005 walks. Here's Swisher. He struck out looking in the first inning.
David Price wasn't even close once he got behind Derek Jeter, thinking don't give in, get a chance to start over with Nick Swisher. Now they got the middle infield double play depth.
Again, chases Jeter down. Swisher 10 for 25 against Price. That includes the strikeout in the first. Foul in front of the plate. Anyway, that is what was all around today, Al, that they are going to outlaw the fake to third, fake to first by a right-handed pitcher and call it a balk, because lefties can't do it. They can't fake to first and then throw to third. If a lefty fakes going to first, it's a balk.
Right. You're happy?
Well, I never understood it. I'm not happy. I just, you think
happy.
it's effective.
No,
I never thought it was that effective. You think it stops a running game a bit, or slows it down.
Yeah, it could. I mean, as a runner at first base, you had to wait just a little bit to see if they would go take third to first. Now, a line drive, hard base hit to right field keeps them at second base. Less than 2 outs, it matters. Big secondary lead, you don't have to worry about it. You're at third base, less than 2 outs, sac fly, you got a run score. Well, I thought you were going to tell me because it deceives the runner. Every time you try to pick a guy off, you try to deceive the runner, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. As I said, right-hander. A left-hander, because he's looking at first, he just has to step and throw. Obviously, you don't have to step off pitcher's rubber to throw to first base as a left-hander. You just have to step. Whereas a right-hander would have to disengage from the pitcher's rubber.
The 0-2. Foul back. Good fastball, 96 miles an hour.
Amped up so far, David Price. Overthrown a little, you know, just from the grunts and watching his effort. First at bat, Nick Swisher did not see a pitch like that. Big, healthy cut. Missed with his spot a lot. That's what happens, even as good as David Price has been and is. When you overthrow, you miss location.
.97 he dialed it up to.
Swish is on it. What's this here? He's good balance, sees it. That's a good swing. Pulled off just a little. Watch for that backdoor slider. Locked him up in the first at bat.
The 0-2. Right back to Price, and that's going to be a double play. Jeter was heading to second. Hot shot right back to David Price. So a 1-3 double play. But the Yankees tie the score, and it started with this, a line drive into the second deck. And the Yankees, after 2, are tied at 2. Current 20-win teams is the most formidable. Your choices are Cardinals, Dodgers, Rangers, Rays, Orioles. You can text your vote to 42951. Standard text messaging rates apply.
The Orioles.
You think they're the most formidable?
No, just what a start for the Baltimore Orioles.
Lincoln scoreboard 2-2. Right now, they're leading in the second game of that doubleheader 3-2. Bob Lorenz will have all the information as we move along. Keppinger had a single in the first to extend his hitting streak to 8 straight. 12 for 19 during that streak. One and two. Count 2-2.
Think of Jeff Keppinger, who got to the big leagues a little bit with New York. He was with the Mets, and just a gritty, tough at bat. Last year with Houston, 307 batting average. He's turned into a tough, gritty ball player. Fights off pitches, doesn't try to do a whole lot. Doesn't strike out. He's only got 1 strikeout this year, 65 at bats. This guy battles. Hits the ball where the pitch is thrown. Go to all fields.
The 2-2. Missed outside. Right back to Sabathia. One away. There's Brandon Guyer. Now, Guyer got called up yesterday because of a personal issue where Keppinger had to leave the team, but Guyer's still on the roster with Keppinger back. That's because Brandon Allen was put on the DL before the game today with a hamstring issue.
He hit a double late in the game last night. Maybe there was some issue there.
0-1. Grounded to Jeter. And they get Guyer for the second out.
Nice play. Derek coming up and getting that ball. Making sure he's got a good grip. Guyer pretty good speed. Nice play on the other end. Mark Teixeira. So often does he go unnoticed. Just it becomes so routine. Him picking the ball out of the dirt. So valuable. Couple gold gloves for Mark Teixeira in his career.
Here's Carlos Pena. He broke an 0 for 11 slide with an RBI single in the first. High fly ball right field. It's in the park. Swisher's there, and a 1-2-3 inning for CC Sabathia. We go to the bottom of the third. 3, 4, and 5. The heart of the order coming up, starting with Cano. live Yes Network Yankees games on your PCs or laptops with Time Warner Cable. Get a full season of live Yankees games on the go for just $49.99. If you're a Time Warner Cable customer, we'll go to yesnetwork.com to get more information and subscribe now. Beautiful night here in New York City as we go to the bottom of the third inning. And Robinson Cano will start it off against David Price. Ray scored in the first inning on an RBI single by Pena. They scored in the second inning, RBI single by Sean Rodriguez. Yankees answered back with 2 in the second to tie it up. Started off with Curtis Granderson's home run. Then a walk to Nunez, a stolen base, and Chris Stewart's single. That scored Nunez and tied the game. That's where we are right now with Cano leading off. Cano has 8 hits in his last 19 at-bats, and on the Lincoln scoreboard, it's 2-2. Jumps on the first pitch and fouls it off.
Like his first at-bat, Michael, jumping early. Knows he's going to get a fastball, especially so far. David Price has shown that he has just attacked the Yankee lineup. I chart pitches here, Michael. I've only got him for like 5 off-speed pitches. 36 pitches into the game. There's one right there. If that's a changeup on lefty on lefty, that's an equalizer.
And the pitch outside, 2-2. And there's another base hit up the middle for Cano. So he's 2 for 2. Starts off the third with a single.
He's getting there. Robinson Cano got another fastball to hit. Didn't hit it quite as hard in his first at bat. I want to see if we can get a shot of David Price's fastball. I was talking to David Price yesterday, and we were talking grips, and he holds it like a with the seam forkball, and he's not trying to sink it. I mean, it's just his natural, comfortable grip. And normally, you know, 4-seamer for a guy like David Price, you throw a cross seam and your truest, straightest, fastest throw. So I'm talking with him, and I said, well, you know, whatever, grip, start getting my conversation. And 4-seam is this here. If you could see the cross the horseshoe and it comes at you. And as hard as David Price throws, he holds it on the horseshoe and he spreads his fingers. This would be like a sinker or even like a split finger. And he said, no, that's my fastball, which is unusual. A sinker, you'd slide up on the baseball, have middle finger or index finger pressure so you get sink. He's here in between seams and spreads his finger. That's unusual. 4-seam would be a cross, and he's basically throwing a 2-seamer on the wide part of the baseball.
Isn't that the infant stages of a forkball or a splitter?
That's what I was talking with him. I said, well, you throw a fork. I mean, this would be like a split. David Cohn used to do that. He'd take a 2-seamer and then just split his fingers a little bit, and then just middle finger pressure or index finger pressure. He takes it and throws his fastball this way. He's getting 95 out of that, which it's an unusual way to throw a true fastball.
And there is that fastball, 96 miles an hour, 1-2 on A-Rod. Alex singled in the first inning. Two and two. Just missed outside. Now, what's the 91?
That's a backdoor cutter.
Okay.
Or slider that's overthrown. So the velocity, normally a slider velocity to be in that 85, 88 range. That was 91 mile an hour, which I would say was a cutter. It's the exact pitch that he locked up Nick Swisher in his first at bat, first inning. And that's a give up pitch. That's exactly what the effect is. That is supposed to be off the plate or hit the glove.
Line drive caught there by Sean Rodriguez, and he takes a base hit away from A-Rod. 1 out.
Hit it hard. It's a good at bat. Saw some pitches. I know it resulted in an out. Hitters, you try to have a good approach and square it up, and Alex did. This is a changeup. 3-2. It ends up cutting middle of the plate. Just happened to hit it right at Sean Rodriguez. Robinson scuttling back as quickly as he could. Hope to not get doubled up.
There's Mark Teixeira. Mark with a fly ball to left center, caught by Upton in the first inning. 1 for his last 17. Grounded to short, bobbled, and they still get the force at second. That's how hard that ball was hit.
He bobbled it a few times. Elliott Johnson, the shortstop tonight. Watch this pull from Will Rhymes. He's almost right on the bag. Little too quick with the transfer, trying to get the double play. Robinson Cano didn't even get to the bag there. Slid up short. David Price. Boy.
Here's Granderson. Curtis homered in the second inning. So he has 10 home runs at home, 11 home runs overall, so 1 on the road. And he's the fastest Yankee to hit 10 home runs at home in team history.
What a great run it's been, huh, Michael? Since all the change of his swing and work with Kevin Long and 41 home runs last year. Tremendous year, 119 RBIs, and just picking up. There's Kevin Long, the hitting coach for the Yankees. Yankee Stadium certainly tailored for Curtis Granderson's swing.
High drive, right center field, going back Upton on the track. He'll make the play for the final out of the third. So Granderson gave it a ride, but not enough. No runs a hit, 1 man left. We go to the fourth, bottom of the order, coming up for the Rays. Here's the question. CC Sabathia won at least 19 games in each of his first 3 seasons with the Yankees. Now, who's the only Yankees pitcher ever to win 19 or more games in 5 seasons? Was it you, Al?
No, not even close.
Here's Elliott Johnson.
That's got to be easy. No, none of these are easy.
No, they're not. Now, that's not in a row, by the way. It's 5 seasons total. Al has a good guess. Can't say what it is, but he has a good guess. There's that change. 2-1.
So if it was clear that we do not have the answers, I still don't get why the guess is not part of the fun.
Listen, I'm not part of the decision-making people, okay? I just follow orders. That's what I do. Swing and a miss. I think the reason behind it, Al, from what I've been told, is that our viewers want to guess, and they don't want you guessing and taking some of the viewers' fun away.
Okay. All right.
You understand that?
Right. But if mine was a guess.
But what if your guess was right and you ruined everybody's fun?
No, they guessed along. They guessed the same name or laugh. Realize how ridiculous the answer was.
You know what it'd be like? It would be like when you were like 15 and you were throwing 98 miles an hour and the little chubby kid was up against you. That would be me and had no chance at the plate. You ruined my fun. That's what you would be doing.
I'd lob it to you.
Here's the 3-2. Outside. When did you start throwing the ball really hard?
Little League.
Like 13?
No,
12?
No, like 9.
Like really hard?
I mean, like strike most of the kids out. You mean that?
Really?
Like that?
Just dominate? So
Yeah.
you knew right away that you were a level above everybody else?
I knew I had a good arm. But I also shopped at Sears Husky Department, too.
Did you?
Yeah.
I was Robert Hall.
Were you?
Here's Chris Jimenez, and there's a strike. Remember Robert Hall?
Good guy.
No, it was like a
Montgomery Ward.
It was like a men's store in New York City, in the Bronx.
We didn't have that down the
shore.
Shore. The beach.
The 0-1. 1-1.
Plus, you're a lot older than me. I think.
A lot older?
I think Robert Hall was done by then. Right?
How old are you, Al?
46.
No, so I'm 5 years older than you. Don't make me have to be Methuselah.
Be dropping the $50 words on me.
Methuselah?
Who was Methuselah?
Look it up. Base hit to left field. So Jimenez picks up a single, moves Johnson to second. Let's see if they have Rhymes bunt. He tried to bunt in the second inning with runners on first and second, nobody out. This time, no. And a strike.
Well, he popped it up. CC made a good pitch. Tom Foley, the third base coach, relaying the signs to Will Rhymes. See if he can put it on.
It's 0-2. Visit MLB.com/fan guide for a chance to win a VIP experience for 2 this year at an MLB World Series game presented by Scotts, the official lawn care company of Major League Baseball. The 0-2.
Nice drive by Chris Stewart. Thinking breaking ball. CC Sabathia has a chance to get a strikeout there, negate any base runner movement. You have to trust your catcher is going to be able to block a breaking ball in the dirt. You don't want to hang it. You have an 0-2 count. Chance for CC to expand. Here's another pitch as well. Pitcher's pitch. 0-2-1-2.
Foul down the right field line. Nice catch by the ball boy.
Left that slider up, unlike the previous one where Chris Stewart made a nice play. That was not a good location, giving Will Rhymes a chance to get the barrel out on a high breaking ball. Again, 4th inning, 2-2 ball game. You're facing a tough pitcher, David Price. Make pitches.
Up the middle, Jeter Field steps on the bag, fires to first. It's a 6-6-3 double play. And Johnson moves to third with 2 outs.
Good fastball from CC. Jammed Will Rhymes. Perfectly placed for Derek Jeter. Just 2 hops over to second base. Nice strong throw to Sheriff. Almost pulled him off the bag. Pitcher's second best friend.
Who's the first?
Triple play.
Did you ever get a triple play?
I don't think so, no.
Here's Ben Zobrist. He's 0 for 2. Ben came up in the second inning, and he had gone 33 straight plate appearances without a strikeout. But he had also K'd 14 times against CC in his career. So in the second inning, the streak broke, and he did strike out. His 15th strikeout against Sabathia. Two 2-0.
So you see from the stretch, with 2 outs, Joe Madden's team, you never know, stealing home. You see often a pitcher with 2 outs, you want to get to your most comfortable position. Most pitchers, starting pitchers, like to go from the windup. You never know with Joe Madden, you get a pitcher winding up, end up stealing home.
That'll make the seats. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2-2 game, top of the 4th inning. And the 2-2. High fly ball, deep left. Backing up is Andrew Jones, and he's there in front of the warning track to make the play. No runs, a hit, and 1 man left on base. Coming up for the Yankees, Andrew Jones will start it off. Boys, here was the question. Sabathia won at least 19 games in each of his first 3 seasons with the Yanks. Who's the only Yankees pitcher ever to win 19 or more games in 5 seasons? What was your guess?
My first guess was Whitey Ford, but I don't think it's that easy. That would be the first one that I would think.
Let's see what the real answer is. Red Ruffing.
Does he have the most wins? Or is it Whitey? Should know that.
Whitey has the most wins.
Whitey has the most. Red Ruffing.
He won 6 championships with the Yankees, Red Ruffin. 2-2. Bottom of the 4th inning. Andrew Jones will start off. Bottom third of the order against Price, Jones, Nunez, and Stewart. Count 0-1. Grounded at third. Sean Rodriguez right there for the first out. That'll bring up Eduardo Nunez.
Well, he's had a tough time in the field. A little easy ground ball trying to get a force out at third, and then he overthrows Robinson Cano, resulting in a couple runs, making CC work a little harder. Did get the stolen base, and then Chris Stewart getting the big hit. Scoring. There you see Alex coming over, trying to keep his positive mind. You end up getting in between the ears, you get the yips. All the right thoughts.
And Nunez loops one into right field for a base hit.
I have to say, you mentioned about Robert Hall. My oldest brother John just texted me. He said, Tom's River, next to the Hojos, there was a Robert Hall. Is a discount men's suit store?
I don't know if it was discount, but it wasn't high end.
Well, he got his eighth grade suit there apparently.
How come John remembers it and you don't?
Because John is like 10 years older than me.
Okay.
I think Robert Hall went out just about that time.
You remember Corvettes?
Yes.
EJ Corvettes? Okay.
Bambergers. Woolworth.
Stearns.
Montgomery Ward. 2 guys.
Now they added 3 more guys and have a burger place. 5 guys.
I thought that was pizza.
No, it's a burger place. Burgers and fries. Runner goes. Throw to second. Not in time. Now you're right. It looks like he's got his move down.
Great drop, right? That was a great shot. Look, left-handers will vary their head look. They'll do something to make it a different move, whether it's varying time. I don't know what it is, but there's no doubt in my mind that Eduardo Nunez or the Yankees has whatever it is, because that was a great jump. He stole it off David Price. That was a good throw from Jimenez. At the speed of Eduardo Nunez, got him in scoring position.
Second stolen base for Nunez. And his 6th on the season. Chris Stewart's done a nice job for the Yankees. Got him on the last day of spring training. He's hitting .273 and he has 4 ribbies. Check that, 5 ribbies now. And he strikes out looking for the second out.
Just couldn't pull the trigger. Chris Stewart, previous pitch, a slider. Got the big RBI single his first at bat.
Well, we've got Derek Jeter coming up, and let's take a look at the Home Depot's hitter scouting report.
50 hits. You mentioned he's the first Yankee to have 50 hits in the team's first 30 games. Very impressive. Lefty killer. About 575 batting average coming into today against left-handers with 3 home runs. And then Price is right. 317 coming into today with the 0 for 1. That'll go down a little bit with 2 home runs. He sees lefties, and I can tell you from having stood on the mound against Mr. Jeter, he had some good at-bats against me and others a lot better than me.
This at-bat right here is his 10,000th at-bat of his career. I remember his first one back in 1995. Time flies. He's not getting emotional about it. He has something in his eye. Two and 0.
So consistent behavior, attitude around the batting cage. You wouldn't know. At 385 or 285 or 185, just always the same.
Right now he's at 385. Tap slowly towards second. Rhymes is there, and he gets Jeter for the final out of the 4th. No runs a hit, no errors, 1 man left. We go to the 5th inning. Sean Rodriguez, B.J. Upton, and Keppinger coming up. Pretty special pitcher there, Al.
11 strikeouts in 5 innings. That's high school numbers. Wow, he is.
Stay healthy. What a fortunate early injury in his career.
We go to the top of the 5th. Sean Rodriguez takes low. Rodriguez was hit by a pitch, scored a run, and then had an RBI single to center in the 2nd. It's going to be a very tough call for the Nationals, Al, because they're a good team. They're contending. And they say he's going to stop at 160 innings. What happens in August if they're in first place.
How about September? How about the end? How about if they make the playoffs? All of that, but you know, Mike Rizzo, the general manager of the Nationals, he's staying by it, and I know, you know, pitch count, you want to protect young arms, there's no question about it. I get it. Unless, Michael, there's a way, and of course there's a way, you can skip a start here or there. You know, the assumption is big that you're trying to preserve so that he'll have his 35-40 innings still left in September. Can you imagine that?
Yeah. That one is chopped to short. Jeter fields. One away. Hey, since 2009, Turkey Hill has been the official ice cream of the Yankees. Yankee-inspired flavors include Bronx Bomber Sundae, premium chocolate ice cream with chocolate cookie swirl and chocolate-covered crunchies, and Pinstripe Brownie Blast, premium vanilla ice cream with brownie batter swirl and brownie pieces. Al, take a breath.
I will.
So all of these crevices here, if you want to, like, let me tell us straight, those are Al Lighters.
Wait, time out. No. Where's Paul O'Neill? Paul O'Neill, that's done already.
It would be done.
No.
Good stuff. Turkey Hill, good ice cream.
It is so good.
Want to take the rest of the inning off?
I told you, the Husky department.
Grounded to Jeter, and B.J. Upton is out for the second out.
Nice quick inning here for CC after the errors early on, costing him a couple unearned runs. Settled down nicely.
49 strikes, 25 balls, about 2-1.
Great ratio. Down in the zone, changing speeds. Still not great with his command, but I think so far he's been able to throw backwards. Some of these key at bats, he's been throwing off speed pitches. And we'll change up there to try to get in the count with Keppinger. Keppinger lifetime pretty good against CC. 474 batting average, and they have no strikeouts. Tough at bat.
That one hurt. Count 1-1. Trying to walk it off. No matter where you put that padding, the ball's going to find the spot that's not quite covered.
Unless you put on a shin guard, catcher shin guard.
Sometimes it still catches a spot. Those are the pitches by inning. Trying to get by with a nice economical fifth inning. Two and two.
Pesky hitters like this, it drove me nuts. I'd much rather face the guy that could hit out of Yellowstone. They had big swing. Usually there were holes in their approach. If you hit their area, they'd hit it a long way. Jeff Keppinger, a pesky hitter, puts the ball in play. Will fight you, spoil the pitcher's pitch, get that pitch count up.
Strike three. Keppinger down looking. Nice inning for Sabathia. He retires the team in order. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Swisher, Cano, and A-Rod coming up. Question, which of the current 20-win teams is the most formidable? You've been texting us at 42951, and 40% think it's the Rangers. Then 23% say the Rays, and the other three pretty bunched up. I think that's fairly accurate.
Yeah, that's pretty good. The Cardinals, I guess people aren't buying in completely. Their offense has been tremendous. Tyler Loesch pitching well.
I want to correct a stat that I gave you in the fourth inning, that when Jeter came up to the plate, that was his 10,000th at bat. He had walked in the second inning, so we jumped the gun on that a bit. It was his 9,999th at bat. So the next time he comes up, it will be his 10,000 if he doesn't walk. That one is looped into right center. It's going to be base hit. So Swisher with a leadoff single here in the fifth. And that's going to bring up Cano. Cano is 2 for 2.
Robinson catching up to some good fastballs from David Price. Looks like he's getting locked in, feeling good.
That one's driven deep to right center field. Going back, Zobrist looking up. See ya! A long home run for Cano. A 2-run shot. And the Yankees lead 4-2.
After 2 good at bats, you can just see it with a hitter as to how comfortable they are. Ripped a 97-mile-an-hour fastball up the middle past David Price. Now what does David do? Pulls a string a little bit. That is a slider cutter, thinking that he's going to get him out in front. No, he did not. Robinson Cano's 3rd home run of the year, 11th RBI.
And a Coors Light cold hard blast into the cold hard night, into the bleachers. And a 4-2 Yankee lead as A-Rod takes a strike. And Cano's smiling a lot more than he has been recently with a 3-hit night so far. Slow start to his season, but you know with his swing and his ability, his numbers will be where they usually are at the end of the year, which means he's in for a real hot streak.
You know, I was talking to Kevin Long before the game during batting practice, and just, you know, as I usually do, ask about some of the guys and see if Kevin got something he was working on. He said, no, you know, Robbie's got a great swing. It's just a timing issue. You know, like most good major league hitters, as the Yankees have plenty of them, it's just a matter of getting comfortable and catching it. And those first 2 at bats, Michael, leading up to that home run, you could just see he was locked in. I mean, it's not easy. A good pitcher, great pitcher like David Price.
So he's allowed 2 home runs to a lefty tonight. He had allowed 1 to a lefty in his previous 16 starts. The 2-2. Hot shot into left center field. It is a base hit. Cutting over is Upton. Cuts the ball off in the gap. Alex is going for 2. He won't make it. 3 straight hits against Price here in the 5th.
Well, they're seeing David Price well. I thought in Alex's previous at bat, he fought the at bat to a 7-pitch at bat and lined out to third base. And now here this rip to left center field. B.J. Upton cutting it off. Alex realizing he better bust it, make sure that he gets in safely. Easily getting to second base for double. Again, on Yesmo, look at this. Hands pull in, hands in front of the barrel, straight through the middle of the plate, middle of the field. Beautiful swing.
Pitch is low to Teixeira. Another one in the dirt.
Middle of the lineup production. The Yankees 4 hitters, especially with RBI and home run power tonight. 2, 3, 4 hitters in the lineup. 6 for 9 with the 2 RBIs. We just saw the home run from Robinson.
Missed outside.
Well, you got David Price scramble a little bit right here. You got a 2-0 count. Teixeira, who has been struggling, throws him a changeup. Ball strike ratio.
And he walked him on 4 pitches. He didn't come close on those 4.
No.
After 3 straight hits.
You know what I'm thinking? And with the bravado that David Price shows and possesses a great fastball, he gets it a 2-0 count with Teixeira. Just tells you where a pitcher's mind is in different times during the game. Throws him a changeup where he's been attacking the zone, little defensive, and then not even close on ball 4.
Still nobody out with Granderson at the plate. Home run in the second. A deep fly ball to right center in the third. See him in turn 2. There's one. On to first. It's a double play. 4-6-3 as Alex moves to third base. Hitting the road, take the Yankees with you this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Yankees out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit Yankees.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. And that'll bring up Andrew Jones. He is grounded out to the third baseman twice. That one is drilled to left field. Giving chase is Geyer. He can't get it. It's up against the wall. A-Rod scores easily. Jones is going for 2, and he is in there with an RBI double as the Yankees lead 5-2.
Andrew Jones jumping on a first pitch. That was a slider that you saw there, middle of the plate. Gets out in front of it. Brandon Geyer throwing that ball in. Andrew Jones taking a slide. Kind of a didn't get hurt there.
Here's Eduardo Nunez as the Yankees are now up by 3. The 1-0. 2-0. Clips the inside corner at 95. Two-2 game. So the Yankees have put 3 up on the board here in the 5th. They're up 5-2. Andrew Jones at second with 2 outs. Right back up the middle, slowed down by Price. And Nunez beat it out. As Jones advances to third. Second hit for Nunez.
Well, the Yankee hitters this inning are just really seeing the ball well out of David Price's hand. This is after the 95-mile-an-hour fastball. That's his slider, middle of the plate. Luckily for David Price, that wasn't closer to his head because that ball was hit hard. Bang, bang play at first. He was in there safely. Good call by James Hoy, the first base umpire. I mean, they're not missing the ball. These are not just little cheapy singles.
That'll bring up Chris Stewart. Stewart, an RBI single, and he struck out looking. And a strike. Sabathia will take as long as he needs on the bench, as long as they keep scoring him runs.
You got that right. Let's sit there for a half hour if you keep getting runs.
Bunting with 2 outs, and he bunts it foul. So Rodriguez back.
Tough to bunt off of David Price. And high velocity guys, it's tough to deaden the baseball, even though Sean Rodriguez is playing back at third base. Not a bad idea. You got a tough pitcher up. Maybe you could sneak a hit, but you got to softly lay it down, make sure it's away from the pitcher.
One and two.
One of those grinded out innings for David Price. Everything you're throwing up, fastballs, off speed, the Yankees are squaring it.
Still 1 and 2. Here's how it breaks down. He had the 23-pitch second inning and now a 23-pitch fifth inning. Meeting with Pena.
Nunez going on the last pitch. 2 stolen bases already. He's got a great jump from first base. So David Price tries to throw over here.
Grounded to Sean Rodriguez. He'll take it to first, and that'll do it. But the Yankees take the lead. They score 3 runs, and 2 of the runs came on this swing. Robinson Cano 2 for 2 before this at bat, but this one a loud one, a long one, a 2-run home run. We played 5. Verizon Fios, welcome to America's fastest, most consistent, most reliable internet. Welcome to life on Fios. That's a good pitching matchup right there, Alois. Felix Hernandez, 3-1. Look at that ERA. Hiroki Kuroda, pretty good ERA as well, 2-4. It all begins at 6 o'clock on Yes with the batting practice show. And look what Felix Hernandez has done. 1.89, third in the American League. 51 strikeouts, leads the majors. Last 5 starts, 0.95. Oh, yeah, and that good start against the Twins. He's pretty good.
He is pretty good. How about that? A couple years ago, what did he win the Cy with 13 wins? Dominated in every category. Seattle, they're still, okay, they're falling off a little bit. 3 games under 500, but they had a nice start. A lot of upside down standings around baseball. Talk about the Orioles.
Yankees trying to climb up in the standings, and Cano's 2-run home run off Price might help along those lines. Jason Nix takes over at third base, so they're tight neck to D, taking over for Eduardo Nunez. Unless there's something wrong physically with Nunez, to tighten up your defense in the 6th inning.
Yep.
Shows you're a little skittish when it comes to Eduardo at this point. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. No defense needed there as Geyer down on strikes.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Yankees take the 3-run lead, and 6th inning isn't really that late in the game for sole defensive purposes. So Girardi making the switch.
The 1-0. 1-1. The way CC pitches now, he doesn't have to throw 96, 97 like he used to. He's such a smart pitcher, especially against a left-handed batter. If he's going to get that pitch anywhere near the outside corner, how do you hit him?
And behind in the count.
Yeah.
You're right, Michael. He's been doing more of this the last couple of years. There it is again. And that's just, look, when you get older and you realize, you know, when CC was a younger pitcher, and he was consistently 95 or better, close to 100 with Cleveland. You get older, you know, you just don't throw as hard. You learn about taking velocity off, how effective it is, how it can save on your arm, give you more innings. And now he still has 94. But because of the unpredictable nature of throwing behind in the count and throwing it for called strikes, there's a big difference when you have guys at off-speed pitches that get swing and miss secondary pitches. Most of the time, swing and miss strikes at the major league level, they're balls. A curveball, slider, something in the dirt, or a moving changeup, split kind of effect, they end up out of the zone. But when you have a pitch like CC's shown, and he's able to command it, and tonight I think, you know, the last few innings he's been more comfortable with especially a secondary pitch, but you know, he hasn't been great with his command, hitting the glove in corners, but he's been able to change speeds effectively. And that's the chase pitch there. And it takes a while, Michael. I remember Rick Rhoden when I first got to the big leagues, and even to a lesser extent Candelaria, and I was trying to throw every pitch harder than the last one. And Rhoden really he just was always on me. Remember, you could take off. You don't always have to add, meaning velocity. And I remember a few games when I was first time through with the Yankees where I'd take a little off, you get a ground ball out.
There's a strikeout. He has struck out 3 in a row. Speaking of strikeouts, let's go to the K by K, brought to you by Mazda.
How appropriate, Michael.
You talk about just getting after it, BJ. Upton, elevated high fastballs. That was another couple times early in the game. And then that slider. So far, I really like his slider. He's had the combination of a good fastball, not great fastball, moving fastball away. And then he just pounded the slider down the way to Carlos Pena. Making some pitches. And he's such a winner. Good pitcher.
There's a strike. Now he's really working quickly.
And now, you know, I mean, there's a lot to be said when you have a little breathing room. Obviously, there's still a long way to go in this game, but when you have a 3-run lead, it's so much more of a confident, aggressive mindset, especially when you're in hitter counts. And then everything is just crisper, as opposed to gulp 2 games 2-2, and I'm in a 2-0-2-1 count. Make a mistake could mean the difference between a win or a loss. Those 3 runs the Yankees got last inning really helps the starting pitcher. With the ability to expand the zone and be more aggressive.
At the stadium, this one 28-7. That's an .800 winning percentage, highest for any current major league pitcher at his home ballpark. Home cooking.
Great numbers. You know, being left-handed here at Yankee Stadium, obviously with right field being an easier way for hitters to get out of the ballpark here, you take advantage of left center, right center. A lot more real estate in that area.
Swing and a miss. He strikes out the side. Sabathia is dealing. We played 5.5. Yankees are up 5-2 as Johnson goes down. And now a business update from our friends at the Fox Business Network. Well, we said it was a marquee pitcher's duel, and right now CC Sabathia is getting the better of David Price. Sabathia 6 innings, 7 strikeouts, just 1 walk, 5 hits, 2 runs, neither earned. David Price 5 innings, 11 hits, all 5 runs earned. He's walked 3, struck out 2. So David Price has never lost in a head-to-head matchup with CC. Well, his team's going to have to rally tonight.
Well, there's a first for everything, isn't there?
What was that?
There's a first for everything, isn't there?
Yes, you're mumbling. You got Turkey Hill in your mouth. Now, unless he walks, this is Derek Jeter's 10,000th plate appearance.
And I was going to say last time that we'll see it tonight, but we might not. Right? Couple of walks.
If he doesn't walk, here it is. Pitches inside, 2-2. It'll be Jeter, Swisher, and Cano, the top of the order against Price here in the 6th inning. This is the rubber game of this 3-game set. Yankees won the first game 5-3. They lost yesterday 4-1, and they lead this one 5-2. Mariners coming into town tomorrow night, start a 3-game set. Slow ground ball, third base, fielded by Rodriguez. What a play! Beautiful play by Rodriguez to get Jeter.
Couple of them today during this series. Bare hand, that's the only way he's going to get Derek there. He cannot catch, I don't believe he can catch it and then transfer it to his throwing hand. Derek runs fast enough. Beat him by a step and a half. What's the bare hand here on Yesmo? Eyes right to the ball, gets his feet under control. Beautiful play.
A lot
of mad fastballs tonight from David Price. Mad fastball in the sense he's got the velocity to just blow it by most hitters. A lot of hitters. Look, I'll take a little off there. 2-0 changeup. The respect for Nick Swisher, who's been swinging the bat well. Again.
Nice pitch.
You can hear him grunt from up here, and when you have the velocity that David Price has, yes, he wants to hit his spot, but in the end, it's about being aggressive and throwing your best fastball. When you miss, he's missing 95, 96, but then he backs it up with 2 straight changeups. Awfully tough to hit. Hey, come back with a fastball in. Well, backdoor slider.
2-2. How aggravating is it for a pitcher? You're dealing, and then you have that one bad inning where you just fall out of sync, and that's what happened to him in the 5th.
That's what, you know, and it
cost you a game.
Could cost you a game. That's right, Michael. The 3 runs and Robinson Cano, the big blow, and you scramble. Really, you're giving up hit after hit as he did. The single, the home run, and then A-Rod had the double. Becomes a hope inning. See there, that's just looking in, seeing your catcher, Chris Jimenez, and saying, okay, this is going to be fastball, inner third or off the plate. I'm going to throw it as hard as I can. Now, he threw the 2 back-to-back changeups in a 2-0 fastball count. Let's see if he comes back with a changeup. Backdoor slider.
Grounded to short. Elliott Johnson makes the play. 2 down. That's going to bring up the red-hot Cano. He is 3 for 3 tonight. Single to center, and then a 2-run home run into the bleachers in right center.
You know, Michael, to answer your question, it happens to every pitcher. Very seldom do you get opportunities to pitch, shutouts or just have it go so smoothly. But when you're facing a guy, and as we talked at the Open, and a guy in the case with David Price, with CC Sabathia, you're facing, you know that you're limited to the amount of runs you can give up. And it could be, as you said, the difference between winning and losing ball game, just having a bad inning. Whereas in most matchups, But 5 runs is a pretty good amount. And you have the faith that your offense can come back and score again.
Driven out to left field. Geyer back. He has room. And he'll make the play for the final out of a 1-2-3 inning. Nice bounce back for David Price. And the way CeCe's pitching, he better bounce back. The Yankee lefty, the Yankee ace has been dealing. Everything's working to the point. He goes to the 7th with a 5-2 lead. Hey, it's time for the game summary brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. 5 runs on 11 hits to the Yankees, 2 runs on 5 hits for Tampa Bay. Cano is 3 for 4. He has a 2-run home run. Granderson a solo home run, and Sabathia over 6 innings has not allowed an earned run. Walked 1 and struck out 7. As we move to the 7th, he has struck out the last 4 Rays in a row. Chris Jimenez takes outside 1-0. Cadillac scoreboard 5-2. Yankees up. That's the number on CeCe's bat. 5-2. The 1-0. Looped into right field. Coming on Swisher's got to play it on a bounce. So a base hit for Jimenez, and that snaps a streak of 8 straight batters retired. Here's Will Rhymes. He bunted foul, caught by Nunez in the 2nd, then wrapped into a 6-6-3 double play in the 4th. Count 0-2.
How about that 100 pitch count? Still pitching. Bottom of the order. Will Rhymes starts him off at off speed, breaking ball, then just perfect fastball down the way.
Swing and a miss. One away. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Nice shot of the trains. I think those are headed toward Manhattan. Last time you were on a subway, Al?
Last week.
You were on a subway last week.
Yes, I was on a subway. Took the New Jersey Transit into the Garden.
Right.
And then I took the subway up to like 53rd Street.
What were you doing then?
Went to go see Lady Antebellum and Darius Rucker.
How was it?
Great.
That was at Radio City.
It was. I like the transit. Are you kidding me? New York City, it's the best.
I take the trains all the time. There's a strike. Did you go backstage and talk to
Lady
Hootie and the Blowfish?
Lady, no. I would like to.
Grounded to second. Cano will go to second, and that's all they'll get. He took his time because he wanted to make sure. So Zobrist reaches on the fielder's choice.
Yeah, I think he went long enough. You're right. He didn't throw away. Make sure you get a sure out. Zobrist, pretty good speed. Watch here. Take his time.
Pitch to Sean Rodriguez is a strike. Oh, and 2.
CC's high pitch count for the year, 109 pitches, his second start against the Angels. His last start, 91 pitches.
Ground ball up the middle, and Jeter can't make the play as the ball goes up the middle for a base hit. So runners on first and second with 2 outs, and that'll bring up the number 3 batter in the order, B.J. Upton.
Didn't think maybe that this ball was hit hard enough that Derek would have had a shot at it. Derek playing slight pull or more straight up. Had enough velocity to get it past Derek.
Upton is 0 for 3, struck out twice, first in the second inning, then grounded out to short in the 5th.
See how this the last couple innings here play out. David Robertson, 25 pitches the first game of the series.
19 yesterday.
19 yesterday, 2 days in a row.
The 1-0 to Upton. Found the way, 1-1.
Soriano as well, 2 days in a row. We're a lot different without Mariano Rivera down there. Decisions become a little more difficult for Joe Girardi.
The 1-1. Good pitch. 1-2. got such command of 3 pitches, really, that you can't sit on anything.
No, but that pitch there, his slider, he's changed speeds on it, and as a result, different depths. That has been his best pitch tonight.
And he's also got a very effective changeup, and then the fastball that you know about. Crowd looking for a strikeout. And they get it. Upton smashes his bat in frustration as Sabathia rings up a big, big K. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. Got him on the breaking ball again, and Upton goes. At the end of 6 1/2, it's time for the 7th inning stretch here at the stadium. Yankees lead 5-2. CeCe's pumped. You should be as well as we listen to God Bless America. And Josh Hamilton's just having a dream series against the Orioles. Well, we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and David Price still on the mound. And on the Cadillac scoreboard, 5-2 Yankees lead. And Alex Rodriguez will lead off against David Price. On the big scoreboard, they just showed Steve Weatherford, Super Bowl champion punter for the New York Giants. Got a big hand from the crowd. Alex is 2 for 3, and Price starts him off with a breaking ball strike. Grounded foul. Burke Badenhop warming for the Rays. David Price at 102 pitches. Strike 3. Alex down looking. Another update from our good buddy Bob Lorenz back in the studio. Bob? Wow, things are not going well for the Red Sox, and so many injuries. And then you hear the story about Beckett, where he was golfing, and he supposedly had a lat injury and missed a start. So these are things that the fans hear for sure. That one is driven to center field off the bat of Teixeira for the second out.
Well, you know what? Everything gets amplified when you're 12 and 18 at last place.
Kind of a somber night at Fenway anyway. Their PA announcer we mentioned yesterday, Carl Bean, died in a single car accident in Massachusetts. So today, to honor him, they're having a silent game. No announcer, no sound, no introduction of any players in honor of the memory of Carl Bean. And there's a strike.
Still popping it. David Price here, 107th pitch, 95 mile an hour in the corner. Remember when Nolan used to grunt in your fastball?
You could hear it up in the press box.
You can hear this now, can't you?
Kind of. I mean, I have the headsets on. It's coming through the crowd mic, but you think you could hear it without it? I say, take your headset off, Al, and listen. Did you hear it then?
Did he grunt?
Yeah, he did grunt.
No, I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I heard it with my headset on, so it's a crowd mic. We have an unbelievable crowd mic. And a strikeout of Granderson, so a 1-2-3 inning for Price. He has retired the last 7 in a row. When we go to the 8th inning, Yankees are up 5-2. Yankee Stadium. That's the Decker family. They're from Henryville, Indiana. Those are the 2 children that brought out the lineup card for the Yankees, and that's Mom Stephanie Decker. A tornado ripped through their hometown and ripped through their home, and Stephanie was home with the 2 kids, and the house was caving in, and as it was caving in, she knew the only way to save her children was to throw her body on them to protect them. And part of the house came down on her legs, and she had to lose her legs. And she went to a hospital in Kentucky, and they saw the interview that she gave, and the family was wearing Yankee stuff, and Yankees got in touch with them, and they came out and they met everybody, and they had Skyped earlier with Alex Rodriguez and a couple of other Yankees, and David Robertson was part of that as well. And just an unbelievable story of courage on the mom's part, and actually her son Dominic and the daughter Reese. Dominic, after the tornado had blown through, he actually was the one who got help, because the mom knew that with the legs having been lost, she was going to bleed to death if somebody didn't get help, and the 8-year-old boy was heads up enough to do that and saved her life.
Very touching, and they had a nice tribute on the big screen in the outfield here.
Grounded to third, backhanded by Nix. A long throw, and Keppinger is retired.
I thought about that with the nice ceremony, and David Robertson came out as representative of the Yankees, and I just thought, man, life in perspective, huh?
Yep.
And we're talking about David Robertson last night blowing the game, and of course it matters a lot, but when you see what that woman went through, and the husband, the tribute, him crying, it was very touching. And
David has done such great work for hurricane victims in his home state of Alabama. Tornado, I'm sorry, hurricane is on the water. Tornado victims in Alabama. And he and his wife Erin have raised so much money through their foundation. So he's a good guy, and he's certainly connected with the Deckers as well. The 1-0 to Geyer. Nice play by Nix. 2 away. On the Hyundai scoreboard, Yankees lead Tampa Bay 5-2. Nix took over for Nunez in the 6th inning as the Yankees tried to tighten up their defense, leading 5-2, and those are 2 nice plays there by Nix.
Good strong throw, good plays. Jason Nix, veteran, been around.
David Price has pitched well. He had that one rocky inning in the 5th, and so far CeCe's making that hold up. CeCe at 117 pitches. And the 0-1. 0-2. The 0-2, swing and a miss. CeCe Sabathia, a 10-pitch inning. He is really dealing, having a great game as the Yankees are leading 5-2 as we head to the bottom of the 8th and the bottom of the order. of the New York Yankees. Well, CC Sabathia has given the Yankees 8 strong innings, and we'll see what the Yankees do in the 9th. They've got some action out there with Soriano warming up. And the Rays make the call to the bullpen, brought to you by AT&T. So David Price's night is over as Joe Madden will go to Burke Badenhop.
So Burke Badenhop, the first game of this series, went 2/3 of an inning, gave up a run. Used to be with the Florida Marlins.
Andrew Jones leads off. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Doubled in a run in the 3-run 5th.
Miami Marlins. Keep forgetting that.
Yeah, but he didn't pitch for the Miami Marlins.
Good point. Thank you.
He pitched for the Florida Marlins. Count 0-2. Brett Gardner has made his way to the Yankee dugout. He's got a smile on his face. We don't know the results of the MRI to this point, but he looks happy. Got to listen to the postgame show with Bob and Jack and Meredith, and maybe Meredith will have some information. Came out of a rehab game yesterday. The elbow felt sore, so they sent him for an MRI. Hyundai scoreboard, 5-2 Yankees lead. Soriano looks like he's going to pitch 3 days in a row. And he will try to close this game. It's not automatic now for a Yankee manager, as it has been since '97, where you knew the 9th inning was going to be Mariano. Except for the rare times where he pitched 3-4 days in a row. Now Joe has to mix and match. Today it looks like it's going to be Soriano as Jones swings and misses. It's going to be interesting if Soriano comes in. It looks like he will, since they're warming him up. He has not thrown on 3 consecutive days in the regular season since September 13th through the 15th in 2010.
Wow.
And that was when he was with the Rays, and he was the closer then.
Well, you said it, Michael. It's a whole different time for the Yankees, and actually
the pitch to Nix is a strike. Grounded to first. Pena will beat Nix to the bag for the second out. You can vote along with us for tonight's Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 42951, or you can vote online at yesnetwork.com. Tonight's candidates are number 1, Robinson Cano, number 2, Curtis Granderson, and number 3, CC Sabathia. Sabathia, 10 strikeouts, and it's his 29th career 10 strikeout or more game, 10th as a Yankee. Vote now. Make your voice heard. Standard text message and rate supply. Here's Chris Stewart, who's caught a good game. And there's a strike. Last year, Sabathia worked pretty exclusively with Francisco Cervelli. And it's been 5 starts in a row for Stewart. The opener, it was Russell Martin behind the plate. But Stewart and Sabathia seem like they have a good thing going.
It's been a lot of great pitchers in this game that has had a catcher that they feel more comfortable with for whatever reason.
Off the body of Sean Rodriguez. And Chris Stewart beats out the throw by Elliott Johnson.
Michael, I think of all the years facing the Braves, Greg Maddux always would have the backup catcher. And pitching against them, Javi Lopez was a tough out. I like matching up with Maddux. Not that he was going to throw up some goose eggs, but Javi Lopez was tough to get out. See a tough hop here. Just eats him up on the heel of the glove.
Maybe Maddux felt that he was a pretty good hitter, so he picked up some of the slack.
He was not.
He was a bad hitter?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Well, worse than Glav. Tommy was the best hitter over there.
He's probably the best. Well, no, Smoltz was a good golfer.
Smoltz was pretty good.
Yeah.
No, Maddux was not a good hitter.
So then you had two landing spots there.
Yeah.
They give an error to Sean Rodriguez.
Eddie Perez would, for a long time, was his backup. Pretty good. But it wasn't Javi Lopez.
Jeter fouls him back. Good night for Cano with a 2-run home run that broke the 2-2 tie. One of the great personal catcher-pitcher relationships with Steve Carlton and Tim McCarvey. The old joke was that they were going to be buried 6 feet 6 inches away from each other.
Trying to think of some others. Didn't Randy Johnson? He was Kelly Stinnett. I don't know what he had Kelly Stinnett in Arizona.
Now, would you rather have a great catcher that can get you through and can't hit a lick, or a guy who's going to hit 2 3-run home runs for you and just awful back there?
Like Piazza?
Well, I didn't say he was awful. I mean,
no, but I would take Piazza. I would take the offense. I called my own game unless they actually couldn't catch the baseball.
Right. How about throwing?
You know what? That it would get a little frustrating, especially for the teams that had some speed, because now your medium runners, your 15 to 20 stolen base guy, you know, they were also running.
Right.
You can't negate the 30, 40 stolen base guy. They're going to steal most of the time anyway. They're not a good arm. But that guy, that occasional stolen base, 15 bags. But it just, I would still take the guy who can, you know, throw up 3 or 4 runs on you for you. And Piazza, I think, got a bad rap because I actually liked throwing to him, and I thought he was pretty good. Handled behind the plate, knew the strengths and weakness of the pitcher.
Strike 3, Jeter down looking. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 man left. So Derek 0 for 4 today. Soriano will try to close it out and pick up the save. Bob Lorenz, Jack Curry will recap tonight's series finale at the stadium, get the latest from around baseball, plus Meredith Marakovitz with the clubhouse reaction. She might have word on the MRI of Brett Gardner. You'll also hear Joe Girardi's manager's report. It's the WB Mason postgame. It's only on Yes. Yankees tightening up the defense in the outfield. They bring in Dwayne Wise to replace Andrew Jones. And the new pitcher is Rafael Soriano, and he will try to pick up his first Yankee save of 2012.
Somewhat fitting, do you think, Michael? Team that he was closer for a couple years ago. Led the American League. Here he is getting his potential first save this year against the Rays.
And Elliott Johnson leads off and takes a strike. So this is Soriano working his third straight day, all 3 games of this series. So they elect not to go with Robertson 3 straight days, who threw 25 pitches 2 days ago, 19 in yesterday's game. And that's one of the questions you have to have about Robertson, because he does strike out so many. Boone Logan is warming up, and he walks people. He's going to throw a lot of pitches, and the more pitches you throw per outing, the fewer days in a row you're going to be able to work. And David knows he can't put that many guys on base. The 0-2. 1-2. Chopped slowly to short. Jeter fields, and not in time. A nice scoop by Teixeira, but I think Jeter double clutched. It's going to be scored a base hit, but once he reached twice, you lost Elliott Johnson.
Yeah, Elliott Johnson was busting. Couldn't get a handle on it, and the speed of Elliott Johnson just barreling down. See Teixeira trying to stay on. Watch here, he's that little fumble right there. Did not get a grip, had to rush the throw. Base hit. Not a way to start the ninth.
Matt Joyce is going to pinch hit for Chris Jimenez. Yankees lead 5-2, trying to win this series 2-1. Soriano trying to win it for CeCe. Runner goes, pitches low, 1-0. So a stolen base for Johnson. Last night, Joyce got the big blow.
Yeah, he did, Michael. This was the home run. He fell down. He rolled his ankle. Looked really bad out of the box. As a result of that big swing, it ended up being the difference in the loss for the Yankees last night. The 4-1 loss. I talked to Matt before the game. I said, boy, it looked terrible, but you were back out in the field. He said they immediately taped my ankle. And yes, it was sore, but I got a lot of treatment after the game and today.
There's a strike to Joyce, 1-1.
Only 3 at-bats lifetime against Soriano. 1 for 3, and that one hit was a home run.
One pitch. Grounded to Jeter. He takes the out at first as Johnson advances the third. The line for Sabathia, 8 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, none earned, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts. Threw 119 pitches, which is his high for the season.
What a night for CeCe after the struggles at Eduardo Nunez with the errors in the first couple innings. Settled down nicely, had a couple innings high pitch count, got big strikeouts when he needed it, but he changed speeds well. Good game.
Looking to go 5-0 if Soriano can hold this down. The count 0-1 now to Will Rhymes. another ground ball to Jeter. That'll score a run. Rhymes is out, and the Yankees are 1 out away, but they lead 5-3 now. An RBI for Rhymes. Remember, tomorrow night, former Yankee prospect Jesus Montero returns to the Bronx as the Mariners and the Bombers begin a weekend set right here at the stadium. Felix Hernandez is going to start tomorrow against Hiroki Kuroda. Coverage starts at 6 with Audi batting practice today in the Tri-State 4 pregame. Then David Cohn and I are going to be in the booth for the call, only on Yes. So here's Ben Zobrist. And a strike on the outside corner. The 0-1. And the Rays down to their final strike. Soriano making his pitch to be the closer on this team. And the 0-2. Driven out into deep center field, but drifting back is Granderson. He's there, and the Yankees win the game 5-3. So Zobrist gave it a ride, but Soriano gets the final 3 outs to win this one in the 9th inning. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. Joe Girardi's team takes 2 out of 3 from the first place Tampa Bay Rays. And all things are good in Yankee land as CC Sabathia goes to 5-0. Stick around for the postgame show to find out who's tonight's Chevy player of the game.
Well, high fastball. He elevated nicely against a good fastball hitter. Ben Zobrist hitting it long enough and high enough for Granderson to get the pitch. And Soriano knows how big it is. Big save for the Yankees tonight.
We'll be back. We'll wrap things up. We'll get you ready for the postgame show with Bob, Jack, and Meredith. Yankees win this one 5-3. Sabathia and Soriano close it out.